G'day folks, it's Laura here, and today I'm going to do a flip cup pour with a combination of both Jo Sonja and Pebeo colours. So my colours today are amethyst, dark ultramarine blue, iridescent blue-green, jaune brilliant, fluorescent orange, cadmium orange, iridescent copper and titanium white. Now I'm going to use a little bit less of these purpley blue colours because the orange is likely to be swamped out by the blues and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use my standard pouring medium for this. I'll link to a video on how to make this if you're interested. For the colours that I only used a small amount of paint, I'm only going to use a small amount of pouring medium as well. Now for a few of these colours I am going to use the thickest component of my pouring medium, which is a wall paint, just to thicken the paints up. So I'll be using that for the amethyst here and also for the dark ultramarine blue. I'm also going to add just a little bit more paint to this dark ultramarine blue. Now I'm going to add some more pouring medium to some of the Pebeo paints. So it's time to layer the cup now, and for this I'm going to be using my standard cell activator. I'll link to a video on how to make this if you're interested. And I'm just going to start with a generous layer on the bottom and the sides of the cup. Now you note that I've got these in a slightly different order. I have the white in between the oranges and the bluey purpley colours. And the reason for that is because orange and blue are complementary colours and I need to have some kind of isolation or barrier between those. Now I've just poured the fluoro orange from a bit of a height to create a bit of a dirty cup mixing effect. So I've already prepared my canvas. This is the back of my canvas. I've added painter's tape as well as giant push pins. So it's time to flip the cup now. And I'll just get the rest of the paint out of the cup and spread it around the edges and the corners. So I'm just picking up some paint from the baseboard from previous pours that's still wet, just to cover the edges so that they're smooth when the paint is sliding off. So I'm just going to pop the bubbles with my heat gun first. Right, so there are some interesting juxtapositions of colour here, particularly where the orange and the blue are right next to each other, and I really like those sections. And so what I'm going to try and do is preserve them just a little bit. I do need to move the paint down in this bottom right hand direction and towards the right, so I'll start with that. Okay, going to spin it now, just gently. So we're off most of the edges. We haven't got the corners yet. Okay, we're getting closer. I am just going to pull some of the paint from underneath and stick it on this corner. Just so that it slides a bit better. This corner's close, but not quite there. And this last one as well. Okay, so another gentle spin, I think. And I might just slightly off-center this and spin again. Fantastic. What an amazing set of patterns and colors in this pour. So I am absolutely loving this delicate kind of wafty, billowy kind of wind-like movement up here in the top right. I love the fact that it's got a little bit of that iridescent blue-green in it, as well as the fluoro orange. I don't know whether you can see the little tiny traces of the fluoro orange down there. I think that's just beautiful. I love this little part that's coming down in this section. I've got some interesting lacing down here in the bottom left section, and overall I've got some interesting juxtapositions between the oranges and the blues. I particularly like this little patch of, I think it was the amethyst colour. This is a very subtle piece. It's got a lot of brown kind of colours in it, and even though I think the brown is a result of I guess kind of muddy mixing between the orange and the blue, I actually don't dislike the result. I'm really liking this effect. I think mid-tone browns can actually provide some very interesting subtle hues, and so that's what we're getting up here in the top right, as well as down here with the amethyst, etc. So yeah, really pleased with this one. Thanks very much everyone for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments.